Okay, so Area 51.
Mm-hmm.
This place, man, it's like the king of conspiracy theories.
Right.
I mean, you've seen the movies, you've heard the stories.
Oh, yeah.
Aliens, secret government experiments, the works.
The whole 9 yards.
But today, we're going deep, like really deep.
Deep dive.
Exactly. We're cutting through all the noise, all the hype.
Yeah.
We got declassified documents, firsthand accounts, you name it.
We're going right to the
We're
sword.
going to figure out what's really going on at Area 51.
What do we actually know about this place?
So first things first,
Yeah.
officially, Area 51 is, what is it? Homey Airport?
Homey Airport, Groom Lake, part of the Nevada test and training range.
Right. Nevada, middle of nowhere,
Yep.
open training range.
That's what they say.
Sure. But, I mean, come on.
It's a little suspicious, isn't it?
It's like they're practically begging us to be suspicious.
Yeah, open training range. Right.
So let's rewind the clock a bit, back to the beginning. When did this whole Area 51 obsession even start?
Well, picture it. 1955, Cold War, everyone's a little on edge.
High stakes.
High stakes. The CIA, the Air Force, they need a place, a secret place,
To do what?
to test their new toy, the U-2 spy plane.
Ah, you too.
Top secret stuff. And that's where Area 51 comes in. This patch of desert, boom, suddenly it's the center of the spy world.
Makes sense. Got to keep things under wraps, right?
Absolutely. You don't want the Soviets finding out.
But that was like, what, 70 years
A
ago?
long time ago, yeah.
So why all the secrecy now?
That's the million-dollar question. I mean, they can't still be testing U-2s, can they? Well, no. But here's the thing. The U-2 program, wildly successful, like changed the game for aerial surveillance.
Right.
So it makes you wonder, right? Did Area 51 change along with it? What are they working on now? Next-gen aircraft?
Advanced weapon system?
Things we can't even fathom. The possibilities are endless.
Okay, but how do we separate fact from fiction? I mean, experimental is a pretty broad term. Could they be hiding anything under that umbrella?
Absolutely. That's the challenge with Area 51. We've got these hints, stories from pilots who've flown near the base, people talking about strange lights in the sky.
Right. But hard evidence, not so much.
Exactly. It's all very hush-hush. And that, of course, leads us to the big one, UFOs.
Ah, yes. The alien question. Can't talk about Area 51 without talking about aliens.
It's practically synonymous with them at this point.
And the secrecy. Well, that
Yeah.
just adds fuel to the fire, right?
Oh, absolutely. But here's something interesting. Remember back in 2013, the CIA actually acknowledged Area 51's existence.
They did.
Yep. Thanks to a Freedom of Information Act request. Declassified some documents, finally admitted it was real.
Okay, so they admit it exists. But I bet they didn't tell us much, did they?
Not really, no. Mostly just confirmed what we already knew, the history, the U2 connection. But as for what's happening there now,
Still classified.
still classified. They gave us a tiny peek behind the curtain and then slammed it shut.
Classic.
Classic.
So we've got this place shrouded in secrecy, middle of the desert. What's going on in there?
Right. It's a mystery. It makes you wonder, what are they hiding?
Yeah.
What kind of technology are they developing?
What secrets are they keeping? It's like a real-life X-Files episode.
Maybe we don't need Mulder and Scully. Maybe the real mystery is what's so captivating. The possibility that something truly extraordinary is happening.
And the fact that we might never know the full story.
Makes it even more intriguing, right?
Totally. So if you could ask one question about Area 51, just one, what would it be?
What piece of the puzzle are you most curious about?
Leave your theories down below. Maybe, just maybe, the truth is out there.
You never know.
Okay, so we're going deep on Area 51 today.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those places everyone's heard of.
Right.
But how much is real and how much is,
Speculation.
yeah, speculation? I mean, it's like the poster child for government secrecy and UFOs and all that.
Exactly. And that's why we're here.
Yeah. To unpack it all, you sent me a ton of stuff, declassified documents, historical accounts, even some firsthand stories from folks out there near that, what is it, the extraterrestrial highway.
That's the one.
I mean, you've really gone all in on this one.
Well, I'm as fascinated by this place as anyone else. It's just irresistible, isn't it?
Totally.
Okay.
So, ready to dive in and see what we can make of it all. Separate fact from fiction as best we can.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's start with the name itself, Area 51.
Okay.
I mean, just the name conjures up all these images, right? But the funny thing is the origin of the name itself is a bit of a mystery.
It really is.
Yeah.
Most people think it's some kind of grid reference, like a military designation.
Right. Like you see those maps with all the zones and sectors and whatnot.
Exactly. But the thing is, the Atomic Energy Commission, which was responsible for a lot of the activity in that area,
Right.
they never even used that number 51 in their grid system.
So where'd it come from?
Well, nobody knows for sure. There are theories, of course. Some say it might have been a mistake on an early map, or maybe a clerical error in some document. But even those explanations sound a little too convenient.
Yeah, like maybe they wanted it to be a little mysterious.
It's possible.
Yeah.
You know, adding to the confusion, we've got these CIA-confirmed names for the base, like Homey Airport and Groom Lake.
Homey Airport. Seriously.
Yeah. Not exactly what you picture when you think of a top-secret military installation, is it?
Not at all. It's like they were trying to make it sound completely boring.
Maybe that was the idea. Or maybe they just had a weird sense of humor.
Then you got these other nicknames too, Dreamland and Paradise Ranch.
Right. Those are interesting.
Like a strange mix of trying to downplay the seriousness of the place, while also maybe hinting at something more alluring.
Exactly. Like they were trying to attract recruits with these idyllic names.
Yeah, come work at Paradise Ranch, develop top secret technology, and maybe you see some aliens on your lunch break.
Who knows?
But even before all the Cold War intrigue and the UFO stuff, Area 51 has a history that most people don't know about.
You're talking about the mining era.
Right. It wasn't always this super secret base. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, it was actually a pretty typical mining town.
That's right. The Groom mine was a big deal back then.
Groom mine. Okay, so what were they mining out there?
Lead and silver, mostly. It was a booming industry for a while.
Wow. So you're telling me that this place that's now synonymous with, government cover-ups and alien conspiracies used to be a place where people just lived and worked and went about their daily lives?
Pretty much. It's hard to imagine now, isn't it?
It really is. So how did we get from mining town to top secret military base?
Well, as the mining boom faded, the Cold War heated up.
Right.
And in 1955, the U.S. Air Force, along with the CIA, they saw the potential of this remote area.
It was perfect, right?
Yeah.
Isolated, hard to access.
Exactly. Ideal for keeping things under wraps. So they established a testing facility at Groom Lake.
And that's where the U-2 spy plane comes in.
You got it. The U-2 was a game changer. It could fly at incredible altitudes way above the reach of Soviet air defenses.
Like 70,000 feet, right?
That's right. They could basically spy on the Soviets with impunity.
I bet that made the Soviets pretty nervous.
I'm sure it did. The U-2 provided invaluable intelligence during those tense years.
So you've got this secret base, you've got cutting-edge technology, and you've got a global superpower rivalry playing out.
It's a recipe for conspiracy theories.
No kidding. I mean, it's not hard to see how people's imaginations started running wild.
Especially when you consider that this was also the time when public interest in UFOs was really taking off.
Right. The 50s were like peak UFO sighting.
Exactly. So you combine that with the secrecy surrounding Area 51, and it's not surprising that people started connecting the dots.
And of course, the government's denials probably just made things worse.
Oh, absolutely. They fueled the fire for decades.
It wasn't until 2013 that the CIA finally acknowledged the existence of Area 51.
Thanks to a Freedom of Information Act request.
Right.
Finally, some transparency.
Although, to be fair, a lot of details about the base's operations are still classified.
Which I guess just adds to the mystery?
You could say that.
I mean, there's a whole tourist industry that's sprung up around Area 51.
It's become a cultural phenomenon.
You've got the extraterrestrial highway alien-themed motels and restaurants, even a UFO festival.
It's amazing how this one place has captured the public's imagination.
It really is. So you've gone from silver mines to spy planes to the heart of the UFO mystery. What a journey.
It's a story that speaks to something deep within us, I think.
What do you mean?
Well, I think Area 51 has become this kind of blank canvas onto which we project our hopes and fears.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. It's about government secrecy and advanced technology and our fascination with the unknown.
Exactly. And ultimately, it's about our desire to know if we're alone in the universe. It makes you wonder, what's more captivating, the things we know for sure about Area 51, or all the mysteries that still surround it?
That's a good question.
And as we learn more, what new questions will we have to ask? It's a story that's still unfolding.
Absolutely.
Thanks for taking us on this deep dive. I think we've only just scratched the surface.
There's always more to uncover.
That's for sure. Well, that's it for this deep dive into Area 51. Thanks for listening, folks, and keep looking up.
You never know what you might see.